Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Superman 2025, or just Superman, is the first film in the newly rebooted DC universe and is written and directed by James Gunn, a veteran of Marvel films, who also directed the 2021 Suicide Squad for DC. He has now been brought in and given full control of DC properties. And I have to tell you, this is a really good first step for them. Obviously, at this point, I don't need to explain to you who Superman is. He's the most infamous and well-known superhero of all time, probably. He's a representation of symbol, hope, and fighting all kinds of injustices and defending the people of Earth. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was just personally not the biggest Superman fan growing up. I never dove heavily into the comics. I also only watched a little bit of the animated series that used to come on Fox Kids when I was growing up. I was more into the Batman animated series and just more into the Batman comics, as I know a lot of people were. This film does us a big favor and doesn't give us another 3-hour-long drug-out origin story. What we get instead is a fast-paced and to-the-point superhero film that does not waste its time. It functions as its own adventure while still giving us a little bit of past sprinkled in there to give us a little bit of backstory still. They take moments and they sprinkle them in throughout it, and it works cohesively in the story without overloading you with scenes of pure exposition. When the movie opens, he's already Superman. He's been Superman for 3 years. He's been working at the Daily Bugle under the alias Clark Kent. He is already in a committed relationship with fellow journalist Lois Lane. And he already works with a couple of other heroes as well, who are calling themselves the Justice Gang. Wink, wink. So, right away, like, half the Justice League is already here. Trust me, there's a whole nother movie before this one that we didn't see. Things are already set in motion, and this world is already created when the movie began. So you're immediately thrust into an ongoing universe, and really an ongoing conflict. You know, I was completely okay with all that because what we are treated to here is so intoxicatingly cool and fun to look at, and it's also just immensely entertaining. No matter what film you're watching, director James Gunn will no doubt deliver an immensely good-looking and fun action film. I simply love the fact that this entire film takes place during the daytime. Now, obviously, that has to happen because, you know, Superman gets his strength from sunlight. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to fight the way he does. But that's beside the point, really. Action films, they try to cheat a lot by putting the battles at night or in the rain, or have it be obscured by fog or, you know, something like that, so that they can get away with, you know, cheapening the special effects. When monsters are fought in here, when Luthor's henchmen are fought, when anything big or scary or any big action scene happens, it is out there in the open, in broad daylight, and you are seeing all of the visual effects, all of the punching, all of the mayhem, and all of its action in detail in its full glory. There's some pretty awesome action scenes with Superman and his Justice Gang, quote unquote, and then of course there's always that random child that just is casually walking across the street in the middle of a monster fight that has to be saved. I always found that funny. It's like, why are there still people just casually walking across the street? This monster fight has been going on for 20 minutes. There would be nobody in the vicinity of this battle. Stepping into the role of the iconic Superman this time is David Corenswet, and he really soars here in this role. Now, he's a relatively small-name actor. Prior to this film, I had only seen him in one other film. That was Pearl. And yeah, he was good in there, but I was like, oh, okay, that guy's, he's going to be Superman. Oh, okay, that's a big leap. But yeah, he does a really excellent job in here. He's got a good balance of that charm and also that kind of awkwardness that Clark Kent should have. Yeah, and he looks the part, definitely. Rachel Brosnahan, who's shined on TV for years and has been making her way jumping into small movie roles, plays Lois Lane with excellent commitment as well. We also have Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, and he does a good job too. Now, don't get me wrong, like, Nicholas Hoult is a fantastic actor, but I just personally would have liked somebody a little older to play Lex. Somebody with a little bit more maturity. However, with that being said, Holt still does a great job with the material he's given, and he really is a slimy dude. I mean, trust me, the casting could be worse. It has been in the past. In fact, most of the cast here consists of actors that I know and that I personally am familiar with. Screw you, son. But I don't think that a lot of modern audiences are going to be that familiar with. We get some of this gang that's calling themselves the Justice Gang in here. We have Guy Gardner, or the Green Lantern, played by Nathan Fillion, a longtime friend and collaborator of James Gunn. Hawkgirl, played by Isabella Merced, and Eddie Gathegi as Mr. Terrific, who I think shines the most out of all three of them. He has some really great moments in the movie. This is a character I honestly know nothing about, but I'm gonna like watching him in future projects. The low-key approach to the casting here and not putting, I guess, what you could call big-faced A-list stars in here gives the film an edge because they can be free to kind of do what they want with it. James Gunn knows this, and he's done it in the past, and it always pays off. And of course, who could forget Krypto? Such a good doggy. I wish Superman at least played fetch with him or something like that one time. Now don't worry, I'm only talking about characters and things that were already in the trailer, but I'll just say there might be another surprise or two in there for you, but you gotta go see the movie if you want to know the rest of it. Now, my criticisms of the movie lie mostly in the insanely fast-paced narrative we're thrown into. I mean, trust me, this movie is pretty short for an average superhero movie. It's a little over 2 hours, and they throw a lot at you. I wish they had let some moments stew a little bit longer so that we could really take them in. Like the scene we get with Clark Kent and his pa back home on the farm in Kansas is a really nice moment. And I wish that scene had been a little longer. I wish they had let that build and kind of sit a little longer. Also, as I said earlier, we all know who Lex Luthor is, but I wish they had spent a little more time with him. Like, given Nicholas Hoult one good little 5-minute scene where it doesn't cut away and it's just him talking about how much he hates Superman. So his motivations just for this standalone film can be better understood, you know, even for somebody that's not familiar with Superman. At the start of the movie, he's already trying to get Superman, and he's just go, 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 and he never stops to breathe or do anything else, really. Anyway, it's just a nitpick. I know that he'll be back. Also, as I said before, the movie opens essentially with an action scene already in progress. So you really have to spend about the first 30 minutes trying to get on board with things while there's a lot of chaotic, cool looking, but chaotic action already going on. But once things kind of slow down and you really get to know the characters one-on-one, that's when I was really on board. Which for me, it was really the scene where Lois was mock interviewing Clark as Superman for the first time. Then I feel I was really on board with things then, because I got to really see the characters one-on-one. This movie is not mind-blowingly good, but it is definitely a very good first step in this new universe. It is definitely, they're definitely off on the right foot. The tone and the style have been set. Whereas the Zack Snyder universe was like the dark, moody, Christopher Nolan-y produced versions of these DC properties, this one is looking to be a bit more vibrant and a bit more fun. That doesn't mean it won't be dark, though. It's definitely going to be different, but I think in a good way. Superman is the epitome of a summer blockbuster, and I had a really fun time watching it. I'm going to give Superman a 7.8 out of 10. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. I hope nobody recognized me. Good thing these work so well.